Okay, good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining on our weekly SEDP update call. A little gloomy out today, a little chilly, kind of feels like fall. Someone said earlier, don't say that word. I don't want to, obviously. We want to keep summer as long as we can. But we do have a very robust agenda for you today. Lots of good updates, including three speakers today on three very, very important topics. So before I jump into my stuff, I would like to give each of them an opportunity to introduce themselves and then tell you how they may be able to assist businesses in Shiawassee County. I'd like to start today. Lot of issues right now, as you might imagine, with talent. We know that we could probably talk all hour or half hour about talent. It's the number one thing that we're hearing from companies on a lot of levels right now for various reasons. But one of the things that we wanted to bring to your attention today as part of the stimulus package, the Small Business Development Center network, and many of you know the SBDC network. We've had Cheryl Peterson on several times on our call. She's our local consultant in Shiawassee County. Many of you know Janice Mueller, the regional director. Anyway, part of the stimulus package was providing financial resources to our Small Business Development Center network to provide additional services to businesses to deal with the virus. And part of that was to get subject matter experts available to support businesses on specific topics that they need help with. And this talent issue, obviously, once again, has been such a major factor. We're very excited and very blessed that our regional SBDC decided to bring on somebody who can provide support to businesses in the area that are dealing with issues in talent related to retaining your workers, also being able to attract new workers to the area. So that gentleman who is helping out the region, including Shiawassee County and businesses therein, is Mark Rideout. And I wanted to have Mark come on the call today to introduce himself, who he is, what his background is, and what he's available for to help businesses in the area. And what we'd like to do, this is just meant to be sort of a quick meet and greet today. We'd like to have some individual conversations with businesses in Shiawassee County about their specific talent issues and see what Mark is able to do to help. So normally this would be something, that would cost a significant amount of money, but because of the stimulus package, because of the support from our SBDC, this is now available to our businesses here in Shiawassee County. So with that background, I would like to introduce Mark Rideout, who has experience working in Shiawassee County, has some great HR background, and is looking forward to helping us out here in the county. So Mark, I will turn it over to you.
Okay, thanks, Justin. Did I unmute? Am I all right?
You're good. We can all hear you.
Okay, good. Step one. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for spending a couple minutes. I won't take too long. Wanted to talk about human resources. And what Justin and I talked about before we had this meeting was trying to understand the level of HR support that might be necessary for businesses that are going through the coronavirus issues. I think everybody can drive down any street and you can see a help wanted sign up. Issues that I'm running into with clients right now include things like people are testing positive, people have family members that are testing positive. How do I deal with the issues of those employees? How do I deal with the issues of getting employees to come back to work again? How am I going to find enough employees to run my business? Those are the kinds of things that are coming across my desk right now. I'm been in the business for 35 years. I want to point out that I'm a graduate of Michigan State University's master's program in labor and industrial relations. I will work with University of Michigan owners, however, because I still work across all boundaries. One thing I want to point out is that the services that are available through the Small Business Development Center and that I'm contracted for really cover the whole range of human resources issues. And so that doesn't limit us to just staffing issues. If you have other issues that are related to keeping your business viable, please call me and we can talk about that. Justin and I talked about the fact that most issues in HR become confidential pretty quick. People want one-on-one consultation, and I'm certainly available for that. With that, I'll just sign off, and because I don't want to take up time that's valuable for Justin to get the other information out to you this week.
Thank you, Mark. And yeah, what we'll do, if anybody on the call would like to, maybe we could schedule like a one-on-one time, maybe 30 minutes to have a conversation on the phone or via Zoom or Teams. We can certainly do that. I'm also going to send out an email with Mark's contact information. Feel free, obviously, to reach out to Mark directly, too. I agree with what he said. I think most companies have individual staffing needs and HR issues. So rather than bring people together in a big group, you may want to keep that stuff private. So we'll make sure it's a one-on-one conversation. So thank you, Mark. Look forward to working with you. Once again, the talent issue is paramount right now for a lot of companies. So I think you're going to have an opportunity to do a lot of great work in Shiawassee County. Along with the talent piece, and this fits in very well, we're very excited today to have another new person to introduce you to that has a program that could help deal with transportation issues for your employees. So I think we all know transportation is a major issue for a lot of folks. I know a number of businesses in the area, unfortunately have people that don't have reliable transportation. They're walking to work, they're biking to work, their car breaks down, things like that. And so we learned about this new resource from one of our existing manufacturers in the Owasso area, who suggested that we get engaged with them to learn about what they could do. And so Jody from our team talked with our speaker today, and it led to having her jump on the call. So we have Debbie Coleman with us. She represents a program called Wheels to Work, which is something that employers in the area might be able to utilize to help address transportation challenges that your workers have. So Debbie, I'm going to give the floor to you. And if you want to tell our listeners what that program is about and how they can get engaged, please.
Good morning. Can everybody hear me?
You're good.
Okay. Welcome for having me. I love to talk about Wheels to Work. Wheels to Work is a transportation program where we provide transportation to and from work 24/7, 365. We have our own fleet of vehicles. The drivers are employees of Hope Network. We are a nonprofit, which allows us to maneuver through the transportation world much more easily than some public transit. What we do is we have the employer come on board. They become a participating employer. Employers decide what portion of the fee they're going to pay and what portion the employee is going to pay, and that part is payroll deducted. We designed the program for each employer to have as much say in designing it as possible, because what works for a mom and pop shop is not going to be the same that can work for a Steelcase or a Herman Miller or a larger company. So I work with each company individually to decide what works best for them. The program can be designed to cover all of your employees. It can be designed to only cover certain shifts or certain demographics. 99% of our employers utilize a hub base and a curb-to-curb service. Hubs are designed like where you have a group of apartment complexes that are together and a group of people are picked up at a central point. Curb to curb is those out, there's always outlying individuals that are not near any kind of public transportation or near another group of individuals. So there is curb to curb service to be picked up. We bill the companies monthly for the services being used. There's no annual fee or anything like that, and you are charged for the services that are rendered. Not for services, you can cancel services. We make it very easy for you to get in and out of the program. It's a simple purchase order. I don't know about you, but I have a problem paying a lawyer $5,000 for the placement of comma. So we try to make it as painless and simple as possible. With this program, we have discovered that 82% of employers have said that they have improved attendance of their employees by participating in Wheels to Work. And also 88% of employers have improvement of being on time of their employees. One of the best stats that we've been able to get from employers is that there's a 20% increase in production. Who wouldn't like that? That makes things much easier in this day and age. So basically, to get on board in a new area, it would be a matter of, there's two ways, either the fast way or the long way. The long way is you have a group of employers that want to join in, and we put together a program, and it takes a while to get employers on board. The fast way is if you get community support through your United Way, through your community grant dollars, things like that, that gives us some startup costs to come into an area and just go gangbusters and get that area focused and enrolled and going. So if you have not heard about Wheels to Work, please check out our website, ridewheelstowork.com. And on that website, it has frequently asked questions and answers. One of the best features is on there, our employer list page, and that's a listing of all active employers. And on that page, anybody looking for a job can apply for a job at any one or all of those companies directly from that page and know that transportation is provided. And that's it in a nutshell.
Interesting, Debbie. So I do have a couple of questions. I'd like to save the questions until the end, if that's okay. So I want to get to our other speaker and cover our other couple quick topics. Are you able to stay on the line for a few minutes?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Debbie. Very interesting program. Definitely want to learn more about it. And I'm sure some of the employers, both on the phone and even if they were not able to join, I know of a few folks that would like to talk to you. Our last speaker today is Tyler DeBray-Bander. Tyler has been a regular on our calls over the last few months. As many of you know, he is our business development manager from the Michigan Economic Development Corporation. They have done awesome work throughout this crisis. I don't know how many programs now that they have done, grant programs and other assistance tools, maybe 20, maybe more, to help businesses through the crisis. So very proud of the work they've done, happy and proud of the partnership that we have with Tyler, and wanted to have him on today to give an update. But I think one of the big things that I want to have him on for is timing is critical for their, I'll call, signature program that is out right now, the Michigan Small Business Restart Grant Program. So, you know, we've talked for months about PPP. We've talked for months about EIDL, about a number of other programs. This is the signature Michigan grant program that is out there for small business. And that deadline for application is actually tomorrow night. So the window is closing for that. We do have a fair amount of applicants in already in Shiawassee County, but we're trying to make sure people are aware that it could be a great opportunity for small businesses to apply for some funding to help you get things going again with your business. So thought it'd be good to bring Tyler on just to loop in the callers on that program, and then certainly anything else he'd like to talk about. So Tyler, the floor is yours.
All right. Thanks, Justin. Good morning, everybody. Definitely critical, as Justin said, to make sure all of our small businesses are aware of this before the deadline. 11:59 p.m. tomorrow is when this closes, and it's been opened up on July 15th. So, definitely want to prioritize this. This was $100 million that the state appropriated from the CARES Act to get in the hands of, and to get quickly in the hands of our small businesses. 50 or fewer employees can apply for grants of up to $20,000. Really, the only requirements are that employment number, 50 or fewer employees, and then to be able to demonstrate an income loss associated with COVID-19 and the slowdowns and shutdowns that has caused. It's 30% is allocated to minority, women-owned, veteran-owned businesses. So that was another priority here, making sure that everyone has a good shot at this one, and would really. I know there's a lot of kind of grant application burnout. As Justin said, we've been trying to roll out response programs. I would just note that this one is substantially larger in the amount of funding than anything we've been able to roll out yet. So if you feel that you fit in that under 50 or fewer employees, and then the negative impacts from COVID, would definitely encourage you applying. And please feel free to reach out directly to myself, or Justin really knows his way around this as well. We'd be happy to answer any questions here before the deadline.
Very good. Tyler, any other programs or anything else you want to highlight from MEDC right now?
Nothing really new. I think, just as companies are getting back up and running, we've got some things to assist you in getting any PPE you might need, anything to operate safely, as well as just best practices, things like that. We have some of our standard programs that are always there, but anything, if there's any issue, anything you think we might be able to assist with at the state level, would love to chat and see if there's something out there for you. But really, the big urgent responsive program is this one right here, and just want to make sure everyone is aware before the opportunity closes.
Very good. Thank you, Tyler. Always appreciate your partnership. Always appreciate your support. Yes, please let us know if you have not submitted an application and you have questions. You can give me a call, shoot me an email, shoot Tyler an email, give him a call. Tyler, you're still working virtually, I know, but if any company has individual issues, not just related to the grant, but anything else you might need, you are available to schedule a one-on-one time too with businesses if they need additional assistance on anything related, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll prioritize that.
Yep. So if anyone wants to talk with Tyler offline in a private call, we can definitely set that up. All right, very good. Well, thank you, Mark. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Tyler. We will take questions here in just a minute. I'll open up the floor, but I did want to hit a few other items really quickly before we do that. This Thursday at 3 o'clock, we're going to have a conference call regarding PACE financing. So you've heard us talk about it before. This is a financing mechanism for any business that wants to make energy efficiency improvements. So this is if you're looking to do lighting, heating, cooling, new roof, new windows, things like that. It's another tool in the toolbox. Why we're bringing this up again is our Board of Commissioners has approved making Shiawassee County eligible to get this type of financing. When we introduced it before, we were not eligible yet, but thankful to our commissioners for approving that. So we are eligible again, and we're going to have another call focused on that tool on Thursday afternoon, 3 o'clock. I sent an email out to everybody yesterday afternoon. Hopefully you got that. And if you'd like to participate and learn more about how that tool might work for your business, please join us, 3 o'clock on Thursday. Another item for your calendar, we are having our annual meeting next Wednesday. That is the 12th. It's going to be at 2 o'clock. It's going to be at the Ballpark Pavilion in Corunna, the Mitchell Ball Fields over there. It's going to be outdoors under the pavilion. Everyone is going to be spaced out. We ask that you bring and wear masks. It's going to be at 2 o'clock on Wednesday, so it's sort of a mid-afternoon deal. So we decided to offer an ice cream truck, sort of a mid-afternoon treat, and it's also, once again, safe in terms of food handling and preparation. So at the meeting, there will be the opportunity for networking, and we're also going to give a highlight of what we've been working on and what the future holds for economic development, including a couple of videos that we've been working on putting together. A few of you actually participated on those videos, and thank you for that. You're all very welcome to attend if you'd like. If you cannot or do not want to attend in person, we are also offering a virtual option as well. We do ask, though, for planning purposes, if you could let us know if you will be participating and how you'd like to participate in person or virtual. That would be helpful. You can email Jody on our team, jroethele, JROETHELE at SEDPweb.org. With that, actually, Jody, I'd like to have you jump on real quick and talk about CDBG, particularly as it relates to any local government officials on the call. So CDBG, Jody?
Sure, can you hear me?
Yep, you're good.
Okay. So actually, if we have any local officials on the phone, yesterday a memo was sent out from Dr. Brian Boggs and from Justin explaining a little bit about the funding that is available. The U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development allocated $20.5 million in CARES Act Community Development Block Grant funding to Michigan. That funding is available to any Michigan counties who've been negatively impacted by COVID. And SEDP works with CDBG and identified this opportunity for the local government, so we wanted to pass the information along. Shiawassee County is one of 77 Michigan counties that is eligible to receive a portion of this funding, and our county alone has $378,000 allocated. The funding is designed for, is designated to help with unbudgeted county expenditures that were used to prevent, prepare for, or respond to COVID-19. And CDBG will reimburse expenses that were not already paid with other funding dating back to January 21st, which is when the first confirmed case of COVID was in the U.S. The funds are reimbursed to the county, and then counties can in turn reimburse eligible cities, villages, and townships. So we sent out a memo with some instructions. Basically, if you are with one of these other cities or townships, villages, you're able to contact Brian Boggs, Dr. Brian Boggs, and let him know if you'd like to participate. But there are different things that are eligible. Healthcare equipment is eligible, so purchasing and distributing your PPE, sanitation equipment, telehealth equipment, public services, so testing, setup of quarantine sites, things like that. Salaries, if you had to reimburse for overtime costs related to COVID-19. Basically, any expenses that helped protect the general public could be eligible. So if you are with one of these other, if you're a county government official who may be able to benefit from this, let us know, and we can help you out with what type of information we would need. But it's a good way to possibly be reimbursed for some of those expenses. Did I miss anything, Justin?
No, I think that's good. So yeah, if you are a local government official, that communication will be coming via mail. Um, uh, what's the total, Jody? Available countywide, 300 some thousand?
378,000.
So, so for example, I know one township paid out of their general fund to have their fire department tested for COVID. That's a reimbursable expense through these grant dollars. So that's an example of how these monies might be able to be utilized. So any government officials and any expenditures, you're definitely going to want to keep an eye out for that. Okay, just a couple other things real quick. I sent out an email yesterday. I want to thank Emily Marr at the United Way for passing these along. There are multiple opportunities for you to engage with our nonprofits, and not just by donating money, but donating time, either for you or your workers. And so I sent out an email yesterday. There's a number of nonprofits locally looking for help. Please take a look at that email, but keep an eye out in the future too. For emails. Those are going to be regular from the nonprofits in the area. As you all know, we're a nonprofit, but we're deeply committed to, bringing together our nonprofit community with our business community. So that's a great way to do it. A great way to participate is if you could volunteer time or have your workers volunteer. Keep an eye out. Like I said, I sent one yesterday, but keep an eye out for those in the future if you want to participate and help out some of our nonprofits. A couple more things. These kind of dovetail together. Childcare. We are actively working right now on a study that would help us essentially quantify the need for childcare in Shiawassee County and identify how we can basically help either expand current facilities or attract new providers to the area. So we all know childcare is a major issue. Given everything happening right now with the virus, given the issue with schools, it's even more acute, particularly if schools don't open. What's going to happen with childcare and all that. So we want to try to bring more childcare affordability, availability, quality online in Shiawassee County. So we're trying to ramp up that effort. Where we're at right now is we have received support from several local nonprofits who are willing to step up and help fund this study, but we do need some support from the private sector as well. So if your business is having childcare issues or your workers are having childcare issues and you'd like to see something done about that, we would love to bring you on as a partner in this work for, I think, a fairly reasonable financial contribution. So if you would be interested in learning more about that, please do let us know. We will fill you in on the details. So that's one thing I want to mention. But two, along with that, obviously the big issue out there, we're hearing, well, there's a lot of big issues, but the question of schools opening, how are they going to open? Are they going to be in person? Are they going to be online? Is there going to be some combination thereof? Obviously, different school districts are doing different things, but my plan is for all of you on the call, probably maybe as soon as next week, maybe sooner, depending on timing. I want to bring school officials, probably through our friends at the Regional Education Service District, on the call to give our business community an update on where things stand. To be very honest with everybody here, I've had several concerned calls, basically people saying, businesses saying, what's going on? If kids don't go back, I'm going to lose workers because they don't have anyone to take care of their young child, so they're going to have to stay at home with them. So that is a legitimate concern, obviously. There's a lot of concerns related to the opening. We know that, but that's what I've been hearing from the employer viewpoint at times. So anyway, I want to make sure we keep you all in the loop on school reopenings, plans, things like that. And we have a great partnership with our friends at the RESD. Obviously, we have a team member that we work with collaboratively, Lana Miller, who by the way, graciously is on these calls and takes the notes for these calls. So thank you, Lana, for doing that. So more to come on that. I want you to know we're very much keeping tabs on that, and we'll stay in the loop with you as new announcements come out on schools very, very shortly. And the last thing, as always, well, two last things, PPE and testing. We do maintain a local database of PPE providers, both products and services. Jody maintains that, so please get with Jody if you like that list. Our friends at Memorial Healthcare, they do testing, so I've had some inquiries who does testing. Memorial is our preferred partner when it comes to testing for the virus or antibody testing. So I want to put a plug in there. And always, and we talked about this earlier, jobs. If anyone's looking for new workers, which many of you are, please let us know. We'd be happy to promote. A lot of information, obviously, today. This is what happens when you only do one call a week now. So very robust, a lot going on. But I would like to open the floor. If anyone has any comments or questions for me or for the speakers earlier, please, now is your time. Hit *6 on your phone. *6, please.
Hi, Cindy Sanders from ServPro.
Hey,
Just a
Justin.
question on that.
Oh, hold on. We got a couple. Cindy, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I just have a question on the funding that's available from the U.S. House of the Senate. Will it cover the COVID cleaning? Should somebody have an outbreak?
Oh, good question. Jody?
It does say under healthcare equipment, or I'm sorry, under public services, set up quarantine sites, providing units for temporary quarantine purposes, emergency housing. It doesn't specifically say anything about the cleaning, but it is something that's directly related to serving the general public. So I think, I mean, it may qualify. I just don't see anything that specifically has that information. It does say sanitation equipment is covered.
Okay. Do you know if there's a way I can find out so I could let employers know that? So if they do, they wouldn't hesitate to, have it clean so that they're not exposing people?
Let me look into that, Cindy, and I have your email. I can email you after the call, but I will look into who
Perfect.
You would need to talk to about it.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. I heard somebody else trying to jump on. Did someone else have a question or a comment? Oh, I thought I heard somebody before Cindy jumped on. Anybody else have any comments or questions? Hit *6 on your phone, please. Okay. Well, thank you, everybody. Appreciate your time today, as always. Just to recap, small business grant deadline for applying is tomorrow night at midnight. Let us know, me or Tyler, if you have any questions on that. Wheels to Work, Debbie will get with you and send out some information to our stakeholders, and then we'll also send out some information from Mark Rideout on the HR consulting that's available at no charge to you as well. So, thank you, everybody. We will be back with you next Tuesday. Have a good rest of your week.